we start doing full swing drills, prior to full swing, let me kind of just, I'm going to go through the 9 positions of a golf swing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. The 8th actually is when the right arm goes. I sometimes call this 7.5. But the final finish is like this and not like this. Okay? The final finish is this. I'm looking over my arm and I'm looking out there. The pros in the first 8th position, this is 8 with the right arm is parallel. The pros will keep their head there. But from 8 to 9, they'll come out. So now that I'm having you do more full swings with a finish, prior to those drills, I wanted you to keep your head down because we were staying below the 8th position. Now we're moving into the final 9th position, the final finish. So we've got to go ahead and finish. And so it's absolutely correct to work on these 8 and under drills with the eyes on the ground. But we cannot go to the full finish and keep our eyes on the ground. And that's where some of this uncomfortableness is coming from as you build your speed. So we're going to shift gears a little bit. And we're going to work on posing in the 9th position perfectly. So what you're going to do now is have a perfect pose right here. I'm solid on my left side. I probably have 90% of my weight there. So do a practice swing. Yeah, I don't want you to have a square foot. I want you to flare just a little bit. Want to finish? I want your stronger hip joint support your body weight. So if we try to finish with a bent left knee, then that's taking all the damage or force. So I want you to. So you're going to extend. You're going to be standing tall in the finish. You're not standing squatted. Stand tall. You want to tell your subconscious mind, I want you to always finish here. And your subconscious mind goes, well, in order to do that, I've got to do this, 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 and this on the way there. And so they don't have to consciously do some of these other earlier pieces. The subconscious will do it for you. You've given them the destination. They're going to figure out the roadmap. Okay. Well, I like that a lot. Open toes. A lot of people ask me, how hard should I swing? And I said, well, my simple answer is, I like you to swing hard, almost as hard as you can, providing you maintain balance and form. You swing hard and you maintain balance and form, then I don't have an issue. Let's say on a scale of 1 to 10, we were calculating or arbitrarily assigning numbers to aggressiveness. I never want anybody to swing a 10. That's just way too fast. You couldn't possibly maintain balance and form. Swing as hard as you possibly can. Make that puck go as fast as you possibly can. There's no way you're going to maintain balance and form. There is a perfect number for you. If you were to swing and arbitrarily give me a number, like the memory that you had on the last 2 or 3 that you did, let's arbitrarily give one of those numbers. 7 or 8. 7 or 8. Okay. So let's say that hypothetically 8 was your perfect number. That means that 9 is wrong. It also means that 7 is wrong. So we can make mistakes by moving too slow just as much as we can make mistakes by being too fast. There is no perfect speed. Any non-perfect speed is non-perfect. It's either slow or fast. I like that. Very good. Good. That is a important fundamental to include right now. Intellectually, you understand how the wrist should move in an off swing. Wrists are multi-directional joints. They can go up and down. They can go back and forth. I can deliver a lot more power that way than I can this way because there's a wider range of motion. If I were to come, I can hinge my wrist beyond 90 degrees going this way. I've already hyperextended my back of my right hand. I can't go any further. That's a very limited range of motion going this way than going this way. The correct direction the wrist move in golf is not this. It is this. But it's just not right here in this location. That would be silly. When I get to the side, I'm not going back. I'm going up. So it's as if I was going to go load and unload. Boom! That's where the power comes from. But as I'm unloading, I'm turning and delivering that force into the golf ball with a square face because of what I do with my body. And you're doing this part correctly. You're loading your hands correctly. I am able to see that you're loading your wrist properly with that finger. But a lot of people do is they don't understand that needs to be repeated on the follow through. And sometimes it looks like you're almost, this right wrist is doing this on this side instead of rehinging.
Which is short-circuiting what I'm trying to do coming into the ball.
As soon as your subconscious partner says, oh, you want to do that? That's long before we get there, then I've got to kind of slow down. Almost have to, I've got to make some compensation moves to allow you to do this. And it's making compensation moves that could interfere with the delivery of club speed for one thing. So what I want you to just hinge it up and hinge it up. When I hinge it up, I'm pointing this club right down to the ground. I want you to point the club right down to the ground on the other side. So I want you to just start swinging back, and then I'll just let it drop, and then rehinge and point it down to the ground on this side.
I'm not doing that. Haven't been doing that.
Feel that quick whip? That's different?
Hey,
That's great to hear.
feels foreign.
Point. Let me see you do, when I say point, I mean point the club down to the ground. Point the club down to the ground. So let me just see you do point to point. We're not doing necessarily force with point. How quickly can you point it on the other side? How quickly can you reheat? You're just whipping it up in the air. Okay. Some people misinterpret it. It is not meant to roll this arm. A lot of people think that's what it is. You got to roll that club over. I'm not asking you to roll the club over. I'm just asking you to unhinge it into the back of the ball and then rehinge. But that is done in the context of where our body is. So I'm not doing this and rolling this forearm and the club looks like that. I'm hinging up. Ooh, golly. That's the one that sends the message. That's your potential. That's the one. All the pieces just assemble themselves perfectly in that one. Pressure's on. One more good one. I love the fact that you're going after it now.
Jerked it.
Yeah, but man, you're hitting that thing 20 yards further than you did an hour ago.